Bette Midler's new movie, Hocus Pocus, pokes some high-spirited fun at the notion of a handful of hungry witches haunting the land. But for the small group claiming to be real-life witches who survive today in modern America, all the hype they've been hearing about Hocus Pocus is no laughing matter.
Mary, take me to the window.
In the comedy, Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy, and Sarah Jessica Parker are witches transported from colonial Salem, Massachusetts to the present day. They call Satan their master, and their mission is to eat children and suck the life out of them so they can survive.
I smell children.
Marie Guerrero and her daughter Anne-Marie say they are both real witches, and as such are members of a religion which claims as many as 400,000 followers in North America. They saw a sneak preview of Hocus Pocus and object to what they call a stereotypical portrayal of witches.
I have to honestly say, as a witch, as a person, it sets us back. All of the things that we've tried to, if you'll excuse the quote, dispel, are there.
9-year-old Anne-Marie fears she'll lose friends.
If some little girl wanted to go over some witch's house and it was like their best friend or something, when they met the mother, they'd probably say, no, I don't really want to go over your house anymore because you're a witch.
While the producers of Hocus Pocus have not responded to the witches' objections, Kathy Najimy admits she and her co-stars initially had misgivings about the script.
We were all kind of horrified about that, like, we eat children, you know, but it's really fantasized, and it's really comic.
Najimy tried to have lines added to the script, saying that most witches are good people who practice a faith which helped many women raise their self-esteem.
They're actually just healers. They have nothing to do with Satan. They have to do with strength and healing of women, and that's something that I really support.
Despite Kathy's sympathies, some witches, such as High Priest Snowwolf, have started vigils.
I charge this candle so that those who go to see the movie Hocus Pocus will have love in their hearts for us.
And Lori Cabot, who calls herself the official witch of Salem, Massachusetts, has begun a worldwide letter-writing protest to the producers of Hocus Pocus.
Witches from all over the world are now writing letters so that they will understand that families and children are in protest to this kind of demeaning.
We fly! Upwards!
Now, those who purport to be witches say Hollywood and everyone has been giving them a bad rap for years. They say that quite often when they cast a spell on someone, it's actually like a prayer aimed at doing only good.
Well, one of those make-believe witches from Hocus Pocus, Sarah Jessica Parker, never meant to ruffle any witch's feathers by taking on her role. For her, the chance to play such a spirited and broad character made her feel like she was walking on air, literally.
Little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment.
In the film, Sarah Jessica Parker hits the heights, and her otherworldly flights come courtesy of some Hollywood Hocus Pocus. A set of weights and pulleys attached to a hidden harness kept her airborne.
I love flying. I mean, I love it. I will stay up there forever. And I never have to come down. They never have to, like, give me a break.
For some shots, 21-inch miniatures were used, but most of the time, Sarah and her co-stars were suspended about 40 feet above the ground by 3 miles of wire supported on 400 feet of tracks. Sarah says there was never a hitch.
I can sit up in my harness for hours on end, read scripts, put the script on the scaffolding, just roll the camera, fly, come back, sit in my harness. It's the most comfortable place I've been in years.
Oh, let's play with her. Come, little children.
The film happens on Halloween, and that was an added treat for Sarah. It conjured up memories of her own Halloweens growing up in Cincinnati.
Rain, sleet, hail, snow, it didn't matter. We were out there. You know, whether we had to wear boots over our costumes, we were out there for hours. It was just endless, the collection of candy. And our family loved it, because we weren't allowed to have candy the rest of the year. That was it.
All Hallows Eve has become a night of frolic, where children wear costumes and run amok. Amok.
While controversy may currently surround Hocus Pocus, Sarah Jessica Parker wants to remind parents that the film is only rated PG, and it is truly a comedy.
It's really colorful and big, and the sets and the costumes and the makeup and the hair are really amazing. so that it will, like, that will take the onus off it and says, like, right away, like, this is a fantasy, but it's intended for children.
Would thou dance with me?
Got a little bit of Hollywood airborne trivia for you. You know that stage which set Sarah and her witchly colleagues flying for Hocus Pocus? It's the same movie stage that Julie Andrews flew through as Mary Poppins.
While you can see Bette Midler soaring on screens in Hocus Pocus, the divine Miss M is also taking flight in other ways. Here's the lowdown. Bette is about to embark on her first...
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, and Ron Reagan Jr.
If you want to see witches fly and cats talk, either conjure up some magic or call on the sorcerers of special effects. Leonard Maltin is here to show us how it's done in Hollywood. Leonard.
Well, John, you might call this the summer of special effects. In many films, the effects are virtually the co-stars. That's certainly true of Jurassic Park, and it is definitely the case with the new Disney comedy about high-flying witches, Hocus Pocus. As always, if there's anything more intriguing than the effects themselves, it's getting a peek behind the scenes to learn how it was all done. In Hocus Pocus, Bette Midler leads fellow witches Sarah Jessica Parker and Kathy Najimy through a cauldron full of Disney special effects, the height of which was flying.
Hello there. Let me see your driving permit.
These harrowing sequences were achieved by a combination of puppeteers controlling detailed models and the actresses soaring around the studio while suspended from overhead rigging. Since a lot of people were guiding the stars up and down on cables, Bette says she had no fear.
I wasn't afraid. It never occurred to me that I could fall.
For Sarah Jessica Parker, the feeling of flying was nearly euphoric. After 4 weeks of hanging in a harness, she never wanted it to end.
I said, don't send me home. Please don't send me home when I fly. I was like, please let me stay and fly some more. Do you need me for off camera? You know, anything. I'll just do anything in a harness now.
Another bit of Disney magic comes in the form of a talking black cat named Binks.
Nice going, Max.
You can talk.
Hocus Pocus creator and producer David Kirshner admits he wasn't sure how this would work.
And I'm pretty irresponsible about this. I'll say, great, there'll be a cat that talks. And then there'll be people that have to figure this out as to how a cat can really talk.
To create Binks, the talking cat, first a real cat was filmed. Then, according to computer character animator Les Major, a computer-generated cat head and neck were overlaid.
That's probably one of the hardest parts, really, was blending into the rest of the body to make that part look realistic.
So when Binks was finished, his body was real and his head computer-generated.
Come on, move it. Goodbye.
Other effects include Bette's high-voltage tirades, courtesy of Disney's animation department, and some wire rigging that helped her pull a few strings for young co-star Omri Katz.
Who's there?
Well, I guess it all works because it's a hit in its first weekend in theaters. I guess those special effects do pay off.
They certainly do.
Yeah.
Witness Jurassic Park.
Exactly.
Thanks, Leonard.
Thank you. We'll be right back.